Speaking of which,
Speaking of
that's the end of episode 1. This is episode 2. Welcome back. All right, where we last left off in the last episode, last part, we were talking about Easter eggs. You finished up talking about Borderlands, but if you're watching the full version, you didn't have to go anywhere. This is we're going to talk about BioShock because there are rumors from Kotaku and the article that we read on IGN that there might be another BioShock coming soon. Which, as you guys are well aware, I'm a big BioShock fan. We've played BioShock on the channel. The only reason why we haven't played all of them is because we didn't finish the first one, but Christian's not part of it anymore, so now I'm kind of trying to figure that scenario out. You're a BioShock fan.
Yep.
So I guess let me...
You got him right there.
Yeah, the big daddy right over here.
I had a big daddy and little sister, little Funko up there.
Oh, yeah, you do. I didn't see the little sister. Yeah. So to kind of set the scene here, for those that don't know what's going on. So Kotaku was going and doing an interview process for Hangar 13, which are the guys who made Mafia 3. And during that, they started hearing that there is a studio nearby that's owned by 2K.
That's under 2K.
That is secret. And they're making a game, but it's very small right now. And Kotaku asked them, like, what's going on? And they apparently, like, it's... Some of the Hangar 13 people were trying to go over because of Mafia 3 not doing so hot. Mm-hmm. And they were trying to go over to the this thing called codename Parkside is what's happening over there. I don't know if that's the name of the studio or if that is the game they're making is the codename. Like, we don't know. So from now on, we're referring to them as Parkside is the code name for that studio. And so the Hangar 13 guys, some of them were trying to go over there, but apparently they want a small company right now in order. And it seems like 2K is really trying to nail whatever the hell Parkside is. Because they're like starting small and then they're going to grow. And they're just
once they have an
basis of what's happening. They're not going to go like...
That's usually how that stuff works.
Yeah, they're not going to like... Well, done right, it is.
Yeah.
They're not hiring a whole bunch of people to make one game. They're hiring small amount of people and then eventually going to keep growing and then make. As a lot of people know, the people that did make the BioShock series have gone on and shrunk their team down to do a smaller game.
Their studio closed down.
No, the studio that what's his face owned, but him and his wife open another continued a studio to make a little smaller game, which they have released. I think that's the one that like the deaf one, or you're blind, so you're like listening. So anytime you hear a ripple of white, I think that's that game. That's not that.
That's not that game. I
Really?
can tell you that right now. Yeah.
You
Were you the little girl?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, not. It's a first-person game.
Oh, then I'm thinking of a different game.
Yeah, not the one. Yeah, I know what you're thinking of. But anyway, so the people that have made. What I was trying to get here was the people that made BioShock are no longer making BioShock. They have said, no, we're not doing it. So this team is different. This is a whole new crew trying to take on this maybe BioShock. The reason why I said maybe is we'll get into that a little bit. The CEO of Take-Two, though, has said that, quote, it's unquestionably a permanent franchise. BioShock is unquestionably a permanent franchise, especially after BioShock Infinite. Why would you kill that series if the game sold so well? A lot of people mixed on it. I, for one, think it's one of the best. It is probably the best, in my opinion. But a lot of people do like the first game because it is the roots. It is the horror game. I like
the first one more just because of the horror elements.
Yeah.
Now, I do enjoy 3.
I like the characters a lot more. Because I can't be behind Jack.
I was gonna say I think the characters are better in 3, but I think I like the story and the atmosphere more in the first one.
Okay, because that's why you like Burial at Sea though, because it combined both of them.
Yes, yes, I loved the Burial at Sea episode.
So if Burial at Sea was its own game, would that be your favorite game?
Maybe. I don't know.
No?
Maybe not. I just like Burial at Sea because it ties everything together.
Oh, okay. So like the CEO of Take-Two has said that BioShock is is like the franchise that 2K should keep going with.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, and to make this more confirmed of maybe this is what it is that we haven't heard anything about BioShock when did BioShock Infinite come out?
It's been like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like 2007.
Yeah. It came out a couple years before GTA 5. GTA 5 just turned 5, I think.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Think about that.
10-year-old game is BioShock? No.
No, the first BioShock.
No, Infinite. Well,
Infinite.
First one came out in 2006, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something
So
like
yeah,
that.
Infinite didn't come out until I think 2013.
Yeah, no.
I think it came out in
Infinite came out like 6 or so years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it came out in 13. Yeah, okay. All right. So it's been a while. It's been a minute. Now.
Yeah, I know it came out before Grand Theft Auto 5 because I remember being in line at GameStop to pick up Grand Theft Auto 5, and the guy next to me was like trying to tell me that Elizabeth would be the best video game girlfriend ever. And I'm like, whatever, dude.
But it's weird though if
I
you
know.
know how that ends.
I know. He's like,
well, no spoilers.
He's like, oh, if I could have any girl from a video game to be my girlfriend, I'd have Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Have fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, to make this a little bit more of like, reported in a physical report in November of last year, 2017, quote, a highly anticipated new title from one of 2K's biggest franchises, end quote, would be out by 3/31/19. But another big but on that is Gearbox has been reportedly working on Borderlands for a while and is more confirmed than not that Borderlands 3 might be coming out.
So when it comes to Borderlands 3, we were talking about this before we recorded. This isn't like a secret. They did this at a tech conference. I don't remember which one. It wasn't a video game conference like E3 or anything like that. They were at a tech conference in like California or somewhere, and they were showing off what they had worked up to so far in their Borderlands 3 engine, and showing off how well they have upgraded their cell shaded art style to work with shadows and textures and things like that. So
Telltale.
As
someone that can't do it.
So they've been working on an engine for 3, which is a good thing. I think upgrading your engine for new games, especially on a new generation, is important. Bethesda.
Wow, really throwing companies under the bus here.
And it looked good. Like, I watched it. It looked good. It was impressive. It was the colors were very, it was like the person was like in a sand.
It was very
like,
alpha.
Yeah, it was very alpha. There wasn't much in terms of color. It was just like a person in the desert with like a stone wall in front of them with different textures on it, and they would just have like different lighting effects and things like that. And it looked really good, but that told me as a Borderlands fan, oh, look at this. Borderlands 3 I could expect in maybe in the next 3 or 5 years. This was about a year ago.
Yeah, see, so that's the thing. Is if this game is reportedly supposed to come out next year, quarter 1,
it's probably Borderlands 3.
You think, based on what you saw?
Yes.
Do you feel like based on what you saw, Gearbox could be farther along ahead than what we saw there?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you think that this is the Gearbox game?
I think it's going to probably be, if we were looking between BioShock and Borderlands 3, I would 100% put money on Borderlands 3 over BioShock right now.
But see, the other thing is we don't know how far along this other game is. We don't know how long Parkside
but they have a
been
small team on it, though.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, we don't know how long they've been working on it.
Normally,
like, they could have been working on it for 2 years. It's, like, so secretive that we don't know what's going on.
Well, the thing when they start trying to produce a concept for a game, they usually keep the team fairly small until they get a solid idea of what they want the game to be, and then that's when they start hiring people from outside to come in and just start ramping up production and get things going. Because Take-Two is gonna do this right. They're not gonna do this like the EA way, where they throw 200 people at it, and then when stuff starts happening, people start going away. The team doesn't start big and get smaller.
Yeah.
they're gonna start small, and then as ideas become what they want to do,
Okay, that scared me for a second.
then they start implementing more workforce to put it into full production. So I feel like this game is probably still in like a concept stage if they're under 20 people.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
So and whereas Borderlands 3, they already have demos of their engine for it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I mean, I like partially. I honestly do. I agree with you on the whole. Like, I think the fact is, if Take-Two is talking about this new game coming and it's from a big franchise, 2K's big franchises are Mafia, Borderlands, and I guess if this is not including sports games and BioShock. Because if you include sports games, I guess you would be like, the basketball games.
2K18 is
games.
Probably their biggest game right now.
It'd be 4 major games from 2K, and those are the ones.
Yeah.
And Mafia, probably not getting anything for a while.
Yeah.
Borderlands seems to be more on track of, and that's been in development for like God knows
A
how
while.
long. BioShock. This is like the only news we've gotten in like years, and obviously the 2K series is like the basketball is nowhere near not having a game, so it's like,
update the rosters.
But I'm
Tweak
curious
the engine
to see
a little
though.
bit. New game.
I'm curious to see though, where would BioShock go?
I know. Where would BioShock go?
I think
space.
Yeah, I think space is You ever realize like that's where you always need to end up? Like where else do you go?
Yeah.
Space. Like they've done the ocean, they've done the sky. You got to go higher. So I think space is the next place to go.
BioShock in space.
In space. Now here's the other thing. What is it on a space station or a planet? Let's make our own BioShock game right now.
I think
we got time to do it.
Yeah, I think if you want to go with more, I will say classic BioShock horror feel, space station all day.
Space station.
I think
Okay,
space station would be best, like a colony station,
like Alien. Like
maybe not
like that. Like
I mean, kind of yes. It's not so much like maybe like not like a small research vessel, but something that's like like a city,
space station,
like a
like
city
a Death Star
in space,
yeah,
sort of thing. So I think that would work, and I think they could play with space, zero gravity and all that.
Watch us like totally spoil all of BioShock right now.
Yeah, right,
we're calling it. This is we're recording this in April of 2018.
Yeah.
So if you guys see when this gets announced on like IGN and stuff, you come back to this video and you tag us in it because they're gonna totally spoil the whole entire thing.
I think space station would suit their style better than being on like the moon.
Yeah, that's true. the moon. But what if you go to like, because if we go planet, I'm thinking we go to Mars.
They'd probably do Mars.
Yeah, because I think Mars is scarier. Because it's
probably
uncharted territory.
And it's like if something happens over there, you're
done. Yeah, you ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, my theory is I like yours. I think we're gonna go to Mars though.
Yeah.
And we'll have space station and blah 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 and this and that, and then there will be aliens and stuff. And I think there will be 2 enemies. I think you'll have some sort of variant of the Big Daddies, because obviously in
the maintenance
Infinite,
crew.
What did Infinite have?
They had the dudes that had like the
they had the police officers. Oh, that's right. They had the handymen.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
it was the police officers and the handymen were like the big bosses. I don't know, man. Is that really the relation to Big Daddies? Yikes!
I mean,
they
sucked to come up against if you weren't.
Yeah,
prepared.
I know, but they're like stupid. Like I don't like them.
They're not as intimidating.
Yeah, Big Daddies are like cool looking.
Yeah.
And I think I think we're gonna get a variant of a Big Daddy in them, and they're gonna have they'll be in a spacesuit.
Yeah,
that will be their thing. It'll be like a big astronaut looking thing, and that would be the variant.
Instead of a big old drill.
What would a weapon in space be? I'm like, oh, let's do a blowtorch, but what the fuck are you attaching a blowtorch to? Like, you can't fire off flames in space.
What would he have? It would be probably some sort of repair tool. of some sort.
I don't know why chain keeps coming to my mind.
A chainsaw. Just out,
No, a
there, out there
chainsaw.
on Mars.
Yeah,
with a
no, not a
chainsaw, right?
chainsaw, like a chain.
Gonna go do all that logging.
Like a yeah, that's the thing. It's like some sort of like fish hook thing. But then I'm like, well, then that's kind of
Get over here.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't know what kind of like big weapon they would have as a space. They'd just be big and intimidating, I guess.
Just
Because like
pick you
the
up and
handyman
throw
didn't
you away
have-
in zero
Well,
gravity.
that's what the handyman did. They just picked you up and threw you across the whole
That's
entire
true,
world.
they did.
Though their arms,
Extended.
yeah, could
Yeah.
grab you, bring you back, and then like throw you out that direction. Yeah. I think I get a very Dead Space vibe when you talk about Space Station, and I don't know if going. It wouldn't be a bad idea, but what I'm saying is like, would 2K want to have a game that's essentially
Alien Isolation.
yeah and
BioShocky.
yeah.
I'm sure they.
Though Alien Isolation's scary, so I'll let you know that.
Oh, I played it.
I
haven't finished it though. I should finish it.
Same. We played it on the channel. We never finished it. It's scary though. Yeah. So my thing is, I think they're gonna go to Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're in space still. Going to Mars.
What
I
if
don't
you
know.
started on the ship space station? To
So the
Mars?
game progresses to
Yeah, as
eventually
you go
you're
through
on
and then
Mars.
You're on Mars.
Yeah.
Like you crash
Could do
land or
that.
something.
You could do that.
And then like the big boss fight. or whatever
so
is
what?
on Mars.
So here's the plot. Here's the plot right here.
All right.
You're on a rocket.
Yeah.
And you're on your like travel mission, and then all of a sudden you crash. Everything goes awry.
Mm-hmm.
Crash lands on Mars. Come to find out, there's been people living on Mars for like generations now,
Oh man.
and this is it right here.
Mhm.
And so you put your spacesuit on, you walk in, open it up. Here's this like utopia, and that's essentially how you get there.
It's like, yeah, that's their big like
Yeah.
cinematic intro.
Yeah,
because
because they do it at every
yeah.
BioShock,
Yeah.
except for 2. I don't think 2 had a cinematic intro.
Not that I can.
I don't remember a lot from 2, so
I mean, they did, but not in the same like grand scale.
Yeah.
That
because like in
BioShock
1,
and
your plane
Infinite
crashes. Yeah, in 1 your
and
plane
you go
crashes
through the bathysphere
and
and,
yeah,
you're
and
going
then
down.
you boom here you get to see everything. Here you go. In Infinite, you get into this like you get essentially into a lighthouse.
Yeah,
and then you get
like a
lifted
hot air
up,
balloon.
Yeah, and then boom.
And there
you're
it
in-
is.
You're in there. Yeah, I think that's the game right there. That's the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You walking around. We just
Yeah.
spoiled Project was it Parkside?
Yeah. I mean, you totally think of it like, you take off and then you go into hyper sleep or whatever, and then maybe 15 minutes before the crash, you're let back out and you're able to like explore and kind of do things, just mundane things, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, a space debris hit X whatever, and then things start going off, and then you're like, oh, we can't enter in the atmosphere properly, and
The other thing though is how will this connect to the others
maybe
without being themed? Because every BioShock has some sort of because BioShock 2 is a literal sequel to 1.
Well,
Infinite.
how about one? How about the technology to get there?
So it's steampunk like
No.
future.
It's BioShock. It's like
Okay,
they
yeah,
did.
I guess.
The twins from not the twins, the siblings who are the same people
Yes.
from different dimensions. Maybe they
Yes.
introduce some sort of technology that gets them to Mars faster, or maybe say
So they're the ones
maybe,
on the ship. They could be working on the ship with you.
They
kinda
could either
thing?
be. What if
There's
they
like a
are,
crew?
But yeah. Well, of course it'd be a crew.
I mean,
not,
yeah,
not
that's
like
probably
by
true.
yourself.
Yeah.
But what if they are, but you don't know it's them till like the big twist at the end?
Yeah, we've been here the
You
whole
know?
time.
You know
wow,
they do that.
So,
Or like you could have
like so destroyed. Like if this isn't people at 2K, shit.
Yeah.
Just throwing it up, going back on.
or they could do like what would be, in my opinion, the easy way out, and just have like one of your crew members be like a descendant of Elizabeth or something. But I think that would be
Wait.
the easy way out.
I don't know if you can do that.
You
Because
don't
remember
know?
the paradox. It didn't happen.
Who knows what happens
That's
with
true.
her?
That's a different
I mean,
universe.
how many Elizabeths were there again?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
yeah.
And you only killed what, one?
Well,
you know,
I don't know.
See?
It's the way Infinite ends. It's kind of like
it's a little confusing, but
to me, the way that I felt like spoiler, because I will eventually
spoiler
play
pause.
Infinite. But
Okay, go.
yeah, the way Infinite ends, it makes it seems like you cause the paradox to stop.
in
And
that
so-
in that decision when
yeah.
they yeah.
Like you get to see the whole thing, and then all of a sudden, like I feel like the way Infinite ends, the paradox is over, and like there can never, like, essentially the timeline is over, because like it flashes you back to the past to where you're gonna be like baptized and stuff, but you get drowned and die, therefore never having Elizabeth born, therefore never continuing on the line of BioShock.
But what if he had Elizabeth? But you have to remember, though, in some of the other paradoxes, he had Elizabeth when he wasn't baptized.
Oh.
That's how they get her, bring us the girl, and
Yeah.
wipe away the debt. You have Elizabeth, and you're not him.
I feel like Elizabeth does need to be in the next game, though.
I think some sort of iteration of her will
Because
probably
you can't
be
just
in
introduce
there.
a character like that and then
She's-
it's never
the-
continuing on.
with her and her powers and how they did. Have you played episodes?
I have not played
Okay.
the Burial at Sea. And I now
She-
own them. But
They've made her too integral to like the fabric of these games. Where
to like not have
to
her
not have her,
implemented.
yeah, basically,
Yeah, okay.
or have some sort of form of her in there. So like they'll either have those twins who figured out how to do it scientifically, or not the twins, the siblings, the male.
Yeah, the siblings. Yeah.
I don't remember their names, or some form of Elizabeth.
Now, we mentioned a crew.
Yeah. I bet I
So-
tell you, one of those crewmates is gonna be one of those siblings.
What if the crew is all of these characters that you have a feeling they have some sort of importance based on other things?
Probably.
So like you
I will
have
be
you have
playing-
the siblings, you have Elizabeth, you have this like younger girl that's maybe like 8 or so, and she clearly looks like a little sister, but
Yeah.
she's not. She's
Yeah.
just like a little girl.
Yeah.
A very alien. What alien is that? Like Alien, second Alien? Aliens? You know what I'm talking about? In that scene
Aliens.
where it's like the little girl, and then like she's like saving, like Ridley is like saving.
Yeah, I know,
Okay,
I know
all
what
right,
you're
all
talking
right.
about.
It's kind of like that element.
Yeah.
Where like she's gonna be.
I thought you were going somewhere
Somewhat.
else. You just meant in general.
Yeah,
the little
that was
girl
the.
with- I
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
yeah. I know
She's
you're talking
gonna
about.
have that sort of like feeling
Mhm.
of like, oh, or
You're
because
just
I feel like in
so
this
you're
part,
just a babysitter.
I think she's gonna be your your babysitter. 'Cause, like you are going to be babysitting her the whole game. Elizabeth will be able to sustain her own self, and maybe even you'll get to like play. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't play separate missions. Be one all the way through. But like Elizabeth is able to sustain herself, so like you would meet up with her every so often, but she'd branch off. But she wouldn't be with you all the time. And then the siblings maybe like die at the very beginning. Like it's a crash landing. Someone's got to die.
Maybe they pop back
But
up.
yeah, exactly. They
like-
pop back up later, and they're like, "We stay up the whole time."
I
It's
mean,
like-
I mean, how many times do they just show up
Yeah.
in Infinite?
yeah. And there's
playing
a
a
space
piano.
station
Yeah,
that looks like a lighthouse kind of thing. Yeah, there you go.
you need us.
By
on
the
your-
way, all of that was all speculation. After when I said
Oh,
Gearbox
yeah.
is also making Borderlands 3, those are the last of my notes. Everything that we've said
We're
is
just-
all
we're just having fun.
bullshit. It's like has nothing to do with what we. Yeah. So it's just.
But if you
theory.
need any ideas, take two.
Yeah, exactly.
We got you
Just
covered.
make sure you put us in the credits. Make sure you put
Yeah.
Primal Target, and then you put Ryan David. Like special things.
Special thanks.
in the
as
credits.
As long as we're in that special thanks
Exactly.
list.
I've always wanted to be in the credits scene, and that will be it.
Yeah, there
But
you
put
go.
us in the game. We'll fly down. I
Yeah.
have no problem being in a BioShock game.
No, I'll be a random person.
I'll be an Easter egg.
I'll be something that just screams of death, of dying, or
Exactly.
yeah.
But that's it. We're moving on.